We're in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, and we're going to inspect this house. It's a tree house. Come on. First thing I like to do when inspecting any house, including a tree house, is I take a look around the surrounding areas. Now, we're on a mountain. Let me show you where the cliff is. There. So I don't know if you can tell, but it goes straight down. So I'm concerned about how the structure is supported on the hillside. So I'm gonna spend a lot of time underneath this structure to take a look at how the footings are. Can't see everything, can't see anything that's underground, but so far, really impressive. Take a look at these fasteners. And the size of these beams. And the size of the concrete footings. And I'm looking for erosion because we do not want to slip down that mountainside. And above us is a hot tub right about there. So I want to make sure that everything is built really well to support all that weight. And I'm going to look for things that are plumb, vertical, horizontal, and we've got diagonal bracing as well. And I'm going to see how the trees are in close proximity to the structure itself. Looks like we have some trees in the treehouse that are actually touching the treehouse. So it looks like this structure is built with a couple cantilever components. So there's a cantilevered component there and one above it. And the diagonal supports this structure from that footing. And there's 1, 2 in the back, 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and 1 behind that tree over there. And I don't see any erosion, and it looks like they're controlling some erosion here. And then there's the walkway all the way up to the parking area up there. And this is relatively new, I can see. And it is really impressive. Just look at the engineering here. I want to make sure that all of the fasteners, all the bolts, the nuts, the washers are in place, secure, and nothing is damaged or cracked unexpectedly. I'm not doing a structural engineering evaluation, obviously, but I want to make sure that these bolts go through the members. And this is just impressive. So to handle a structure like this, it's a good idea to work from one end to the other. So I'm on the lowest end here. We were just over there. I'm on the other side of the treehouse. And I'm gonna work my way that way, all the way to the parking area, looking at every connection. I'm also going to take some measurements. I'd like to know the size of the load-bearing components, these beams, the size of the footings that I can see, the size of the cantilever, and I can measure that with an app. looks like they insulated underneath the living space. So this is the living space above me. And they have covered the floor structure above with an exterior material, so I can't see that. And while we're walking around taking a look at the structure, an impressive structure for sure, we get to see other components like the air conditioning unit. It's on a good pad, refrigerant line going up through this utility chute up to the living space disconnect. We also have propane, sewer, water lines. And what I noticed was a discharge here, insulated so it doesn't freeze. I'll see what that is from. I also see a drain pipe above, and that's for an outdoor shower. But the drain cap is missing, and it's eroding away a little bit below. And there's the main electrical disconnect inside. That's the disconnect, labeled 200 amps. There's a really nice deck that overhangs and overlooks. I'm looking at the spindles and some space in between the spindles, which are basically just branches, a little far apart. So if you have a small child here, you want to make sure that that isn't a safety issue for that small kid. We don't want anybody falling through. On a structure like this, the beams are so far up, you can't reach them with the level. So what you can do is a little trick. Just eye up the first one with all the rest to see if they're level. And you can also do that with the verticals. Grab one of the nearest poles and eye it up with the other poles to see if they're plumb. So I can use this to line up with the one behind it to see if it's level. And I can use this pole to see if the other poles behind it are plumb. Same thing with this overhead walkway. The exterior cedar is in very good shape. The wood cedar roof is in good shape as well. So behind me is the parking area, and then the walkway goes right to the treehouse. So I'm just looking for trip hazards, grabbing the railing, looking at the space between the spindles. There's a latched doorway, and just a beautiful, impressive view from this treehouse. Looking at the flashing areas, I see there's flashing at the top of every door and window, and also every light fixture. Exterior water faucets. Exterior GFCIs. There's the hot tub with the controls. And the safety shutoff switch. Here's that outdoor shower. We saw that drain below. And the trees are really close in contact. There's the gas furnace, high efficiency. You can tell by the PVC pipes and the gas supply and gas shut off and the furnace shut off switch. So we'll kick that on using normal operating controls. Got the pan for the air conditioner unit with a safety switch. And that was that drain pipe that we saw down below for the condensate and the leaking. There's the electrical panel. We saw the disconnect outside and the breakers there, and they're labeled well. And there's the hot water source, tankless water heater, energy efficient. I'm going to give the client information about the manufacturer with the label. Shut-off valves. All the controls. Gas shut-off. There's the cable and phone. And also, we've got a little friend there. So that's the utility room. There's the thermostat and the air filter. And bathroom. Shut-off valve. And the light fixture above the toilet is also the fan exhaust. The interior is in great shape. No active roof leaks. The wooden flooring looks in great shape. Windows and doors open and close. Fan turns on and off. Well, that was fun, inspecting this house. Tree house. Every home should be inspected, even tree houses, because we want our homes to be safe, functioning, and healthy. So I'm Ben Gromicko from Internachi. We're in Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains inspecting a tree house. Hope you had fun. I'll see you on the next inspection.